flying on the team. Touchdown, time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird game nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, really time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.
What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast, man. We back with another one. So today I have a very special guest with me. As you can see, we have Philadelphia Eagles JaCoby Stevens. JaCoby, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
I can't complain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. I know they got you running around like crazy today, so we're gonna make this quick. We're gonna have some fun with it. All right, so we'll hop right into it. I just want to kind of ask you about the pre-draft process. I know, this is probably the craziest draft that we've had, with the whole COVID situation and everything. What was your personal experience like? And did you kind of have a maybe hankering that, the Eagles were going to call your name at all?
Yeah. I mean, this draft process was really just about staying ready, especially after the pro days. I mean, you were training, all you really knew is that you're going to get in front of some scouts eventually. And you just had to wait on your school to announce when the pro days were going to be, and you just train and you watch other guys go. LSU had one of the later pro days, so we kept training, making sure I was able to perform at a high level, which I felt like I did at my pro day. And it was just a lot of Zoom calls. It was just like this Zoom after Zoom after Zoom, and it was a unique experience because it wasn't unlike any other. The past guys, they kind of had a normal pre-draft process because they got to do the combine, and then kind of after the combine they had like 2 or 3 pro days, and then it just got cut off. So I mean, after they got cut off, that's when it was kind of like not normal. And for us, we tried to make normalcy out of something that hasn't really been done, but it was a cool experience. I think I was able to put my best foot forward in the things that I could control. I think that I checked those boxes, and I was able to, after my pro day, I was eventually able to meet with the Eagles, and they just wanted to see how my recall, how can I how I process things, how do I talk the game, and after the Zoom call, sitting down and reflecting on the Zoom call, I knew that the Eagles were going to be one of the teams that were interested in me. So I think that I was very happy that I got the call from the Eagles organization.
Definitely. Now, I know this is probably the one question you're going to be asked for probably like the next year over and over again. But I mean, you're sitting there, you get the call from the Philadelphia Eagles. What are the emotions like? I think you had your family there. You had your high school secretary there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Just what was it like? Some people get mobbed by their family. Some people are hella cool. Like, what was your emotions like?
Yeah. So, I mean, going through the draft process and just watching the draft happen, I was kind of really honest. I towards the end of the, getting closer to getting drafted, I was just sitting with my trainer. We was kind of talking on, what we're going to do if, I didn't get drafted, how we were going to train, and what came next after that. And, sitting there talking with him, and then next thing you know, like literally you see the Philadelphia's on the clock, and then Pennsylvania area code pops on my phone. So I, of course I get excited, and my trainer kind of looked at me and kind of walked off and kind of gave everybody news, and everybody kind of gave me my space to enjoy my moment, and to really let it sit in for me. And by me being able to do that, I was able to really share that experience with all my loved ones.
Definitely. That's awesome. Now, you're coming into Philadelphia. Obviously, it's no secret. We're a crazy fan base. It is what it is, and we had, kind of a rough season last year. So I say that to say this: you're coming into a situation where really no matter where you got picked, you are probably going to have a chance to, go out there and really start. So how does that feel? How does that feel coming into a situation where you really have a chance to compete for a starting job, maybe even day one?
Right. I think that there's no other way to say it, but God works in mysterious ways. I mean, of course, you want to be a first round pick and be the just be like the understood day one starter. And for me, it was just of course, I went in the 6th round, but I still have the opportunity to start, and it's not going to be given to me. It's something that I'm going to have to fight for, just like everybody else in camp. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to make the team. And that's one of the things people have to understand is, although you get drafted or although, you get signed in free agency, you still can get cut. I mean, your chances
Definitely.
of getting cut at, as a top 10 pick are slim to none, but, you're still trying out for the team. There's still tryouts being
Definitely.
held. So it's just about making most of that opportunity. And that's all you really can ask for is just that opportunity to come in and if not start but really contribute.
Definitely. And I know a lot of Eagles fans, including myself, are very excited to see you go out there. We really do feel like we got a steal late in the draft. So we're very excited. But I do want to ask you something that they've been asking me a lot about, and I'm sure you've been hearing a lot. Obviously you played safety in LSU. You come into the NFL kind of, I don't really want to say question mark. They're labeling you right now as a linebacker, right? Mm-hmm. So I just kind of want to know, where do you see yourself playing? Have they given you any kind of early inclination where they see you playing, or?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they listed me as a linebacker, and right now I'm just really and truly I'm just learning the defense. I mean, when I'm in my meetings, in my Zooms, getting the install, I'm learning the defense, and really and truly, the best way to learn defense is learning all what the responsibilities of everybody is doing. I mean, that's what I did at LSU, and that's why I was able to play all those different positions, and that's what I say, that's what I said coming in. It was, at LSU, I mean, I played linebacker, I played
Definitely.
safety, I played all these different different positions, but I just had the safety title. I mean, and that's how, coming in, that's how I'm approaching it here, where if they need me to play linebacker, I'll play linebacker, and if something happens to where I have to go play safety, I know what the safeties have to do. But it's just about, like I said, it's just like I said, go back to the opportunity. It's about having that opportunity, learning the playbook, because like I told some of my guys at my high school in Murfreesboro, is that if you don't know the playbook, no matter how athletic you are, if you don't know the playbook, you're not getting in the game. So the best, your biggest weapon is your mind. So that's why I study so much as I do. So the more that I know, the more valuable that I am, and the more likely I get on the field.
Yeah, and even watching, some of your highlights, some of your game tape, I see you down at the, in the box a lot. I see you taking some heads off. Like, some of these hits are insane. So I'm excited to see you do it to some, guys in Dallas jerseys and Eagles jerseys and stuff like that. So it makes sense to me. Now, I did hear in one of your interviews that you've been talking to our linebacker coach a lot. Is that something is he kind of primarily the guy working with you right now?
Yeah, so that's who Coach Nick, that's who I've been doing my Zooms with, and that's the person that that I was able to create a relationship with, and we're getting along really well. I like how he teaches the game. That's one of the biggest things that you want as a coach, is somebody that's a teacher. You have your rah-rah guys and your hype up guys, but one thing, the classroom setting, I really like the classroom setting that he creates, and so I'm able to learn a lot from under him. I mean, he may not know that, but I've already learned so much under him, and I haven't even been affiliate. So I mean, I'm really excited about that, and yeah, but that's the person I've been talking to the most and learning under.
That's awesome. So something you said in the same, I want to say it was the same interview that I watched. You said, you're never too good to watch film, and you're basically talking about watching film on other players, but I feel like that falls under self-scouting as well, right? So if you can maybe self-scout a little bit going into this next season, what are some things that you think you excel at? And, on the reverse side of that, what are maybe some things that you think you got to work on going into the season?
I mean, I think one of the things that I excel at, and it depends how you look at it. Some people look at it as a negative, and some people look at it as a positive, is that I can play multiple positions. I think, I know in the pre-draft, process, it was a question mark. But it just depends on how you, what side you kind of looking, what angle you have looking at it. I mean, you can look at it as, we don't know what to call them, or we don't know what to do with them, or there's somebody that can play multiple positions. He has versatility. I think that one of the things that I'm really good at is that my LSU career, I don't really remember missing a lot of tackles. Other than I think I'm a sure tackler. I think I'm a smart football player. And the things that I think I need to go work on, when I'm self scouting, is this, just being a complete player in entirety. I never, for me, asking, my loved ones or people around me, that they'll tell you that I'm a perfectionist. So I would never be just complacent where I'm at. So I mean, if it's that one of the things is like I want to be able to cover in a slot on, if I ever get matched up on a Stephon Diggs, I know coach won't draw that up for that to happen, but if that ever happened, I can hold my own for those 3 snaps without the game, to be able to do things that normally a linebacker wouldn't be able to do. And in cases like that, that also increases my value.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I'm man, listening to you and just remembering all the highlights I'm watching. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. But I do want to bring it back to LSU, because you got a number that I think a lot of people don't realize the importance behind it. Obviously, I want to say you started your career as number 3, if I'm not mistaken. Switch to number 7. Now that means more than just you're switching jerseys. Can you kind of explain to the people that may not know what that means?
Yeah. The best way that I can tell you what 7 means is if I can list off these names and you'll know, like, just right away. At LSU, Tyrann Mathieu, Patrick Peterson, Leonard Fournette, DJ Chark, Grant Delpit, the likes of those guys wore 7. So I don't mean to be arrogant or butthole about it, but if you don't understand the weight that comes with those names, I don't think you're watching football.
Definitely. Exactly.
So those are the top caliber guys that wear 7. And for me, I took that opportunity because growing up, I looked up to Patrick Peterson, and I wore that number 7 jersey in middle school and high school, and I basically idolized till this day Patrick Peterson. So when Coach O gave me the opportunity to wear that number, I just jumped at it.
Yeah, that's how. I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm not the hugest LSU fan, but somebody in our comments was telling me all about it, and I was like, "Oh wow, I definitely got it." But I didn't realize this. So, I realized I kind of went into that question acting like I knew everything, but I was told.
Well,
so cat's out the bag.
I'm not expecting everybody to know what 7 stands for, but once I give you that list of names of the guys who wore it, I can definitely see the light bulb, click on. It's like, okay, that means that's a big deal over there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though. Yeah, that's an accomplishment in itself. I feel like that's your team, your family, kind of acknowledging who you are, and that's a big accomplishment. So, congratulations on that. But to move a little bit back to the coaching staff now, like you said, you're learning under Nick Rallis. I want to say his name is. I can't. I hope I said that right. But. These guys are younger, that we have a pretty young coaching staff in Philadelphia. Do you think that's going to, kind of benefit you from learning from people that aren't too far away from you and, a generational gap or anything like that?
I think it's smart to have younger coaches. Just, if you kind of look at, the generation of players we're in, it's about being relatable. Back then, you can have older coaches because back then it was more like, you do what I say because that's what I said to do. And that's how those guys were wired in their head. That's how they were raised. And in today's generation, it's more about being relatable, to ask questions and to have rapport and have a relationship that kind of stems outside of sport. It stems outside of the job. So I think that it's a smart move to kind of have younger coaches and, somebody to be relatable with. It's cool to see. It's cool to see your coach walking down the office with joggers and some nice pair of Jordans on. So that's always a good thing when your coach kind of has some swag too. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I know a lot of Philadelphia fans are very excited about this young coaching staff just because, I mean, even down to Nick Sirianni, he was out front of the link, like throwing footballs with fans. So, it's definitely a new age of football that we're all looking forward to. So, look, there's a lot of talent in the NFC East, right? There, and I'm sure you haven't, dived too much into the tape of anything, but off the top of your head, are there any players, on other teams or even in your team on the Eagles, that you're going to have to line up against in the practice that you're just saying, hey, I'm really not looking forward to playing this guy? Or, on the reverse side, is there some guys you're like, I can't wait to crack this guy?
Well, I think that a lot of, how I'm wired, I have respect for all of these guys, but I can't wait to play against them. I mean, the likes of, Ezekiel Elliott, you have the Saquon Barkleys, you have those guys like that are, stars at their position at running back. You have Sanders, I'm going to see him all off season. So, you know, all you have to, for me, is that how can you not get up for that type of competition? I mean, you see, like I said, you see CeeDee Lamb, you see Amari Cooper, you see all these guys, twice a year, just talking about the Cowboys and the Giants. But I'm really excited. I think that that this division is a young, growing division. I think that in a couple of years is going to kind of end up being what the I always compare to the NFC South. I remember like a couple of years ago, the NFC South was just terrible, and all of a sudden every team just became good, had this monsters on both sides of the ball, like they have now. And I think that's what this division is going to be like. Everybody's very young, they're loading up on talent, getting really good coaches. So I think that's what I think it's going to be a very good year.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting seeing you knock out all these, Dallas Cowboys and New York Giants. We're looking forward to it, and that other team in Washington. But one more thing I want to ask you about basically LSU and now your transition. I know LSU is an insane place to play football. Like we said earlier, Philadelphia fans are a little bit crazy. Do you feel like you're ready for that smoke? Because Philadelphia Eagles fans, when you do good, we're going to love you. We're going to give you our first kid. But when something goes wrong, we're going to be on you. Do you feel like LSU kind of, prepared you for that?
I don't think there's a place that prepare you for Philly fans like LSU fans will.
I like that answer.
I think that LSU fans, they're and I think that just comes with being a fan. I think, I wouldn't want a fan that, if we're getting our butts blown out every week, just be okay with it, because you want your fans to be emotionally invested. You want your fans to be locked in and knowledgeable. So I mean, if I was a fan, I mean, at one point I was a fan. If my team is getting blown out, I'm not going to be happy about it. So I mean, I think that and that's how it is here at LSU. I remember, in the 2019 season, I remember Joe would get like dinner sent to LSU, because some lady or some family made dinner for Joe one day. It'll be weird stuff like that because we were doing really well, and then the following year we didn't do as well, and you hurt fans and stuff like that, and and that's what comes with the job. I mean that's part of the job description. I mean, you have hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people that's invested into your team and into your season. So I mean, and it's their right to have emotions and have opinions. So I mean, you can't get upset when their opinions don't line up with yours.
Definitely, yeah. And I mean, you've seen the ups and downs. Obviously, winning a national championship in your time in LSU, and we're 3 years removed from a Super Bowl. We're trying to get back there. So, if you could, like, maybe in your own words, how would you describe that championship mentality? Because you've obviously won, you obviously didn't win. You're going to a team that is not the greatest, but we still have that championship mindset. What do you think it takes to have that championship mindset?
I think that it takes a lot of sacrifice. I think that everybody is everybody is going to work hard. Everybody's going to everybody's going to put their best foot forward, but it's about really and truly who sacrifices the most. You know, you got to sacrifice your time. You got to, you got to sacrifice, the piece of, you got to sacrifice the piece of chocolate that that your friends are eating, or you got to sacrifice things that that you want to do and put the betterment of the team ahead. And I think that's what what I saw at LSU in 2019. That's all you saw. I mean, you saw guys that were in the film room late at night after practice. They literally take a shower and go get some dinner and watch film. We never had we never had trouble with people being on time to meetings and being out for practice early. The walkthroughs in the middle of the day. The biggest thing that comes with winning championships, I think, is sacrifice. And if you're not willing to sacrifice the most, I don't think you're ever going to win a championship.
I love that answer. Now I got two more things I want to talk to you about, and then I'll get you out of here, I promise. One thing I had to bring up, it starts early, right? You talk about sacrifice, it starts early, right? So I heard around like 5 years old, you had a bet with your grandmother. She might be looking for a tattoo artist in Philadelphia. Can you explain that a little bit for the fans?
Yeah, so I always had dreams to play in the NFL, and I'm saying, I was young. I'm just gonna say 5 years old. That my big mama being my big mama, so that's what we call her, and she just jokingly saying, "Oh, you're not gonna make it to the NFL or whatever." I'm because she just think that I'm young, and then your dreams and your goals change like that at that age. So
exactly.
So she made the bet. If you make it to the NFL, I'll get a tattoo of the logo. And we're here now, and I made it to the NFL, and she has to get an Eagles, tattoo. I told her that she didn't have to do it. At the end of the day, that's my big mom. I'm not gonna make her follow through on the bet. I just think it's funny, but it was funny because I just found out that my big mom and my aunt and uncle, and they came to watch the game with my family, and in high school, and my uncle and my dad were watching the game, and they were sitting next to my big mom, and they looked at her, and I was like, "Well, you better get your arm ready for that tattoo." So I literally just found that out a couple of days ago. So it was pretty cool. I mean, that's this relationship with my family. It's just fun. We just have fun and stuff like that. But I don't think I'm allow my big mama to get a tattoo. I won't let her get a tattoo, but she definitely lost that bet.
Yeah. Well, they have those like henna tattoos. Maybe maybe just get like a sticker for her car or something.
We'll probably do that because I don't want to see my big mama sit there and get a tattoo.
That's awesome, though. So last thing I want to ask you or just ask for before you get out of here, is there any final words or first words, I guess, because this is just the beginning of your story here, that you want to say to the Eagles fans? I mean, I'll give the floor to you. If you want to tell anybody anything to the Eagles fans.
Yeah, I'll just tell them like just stay invested and keep just keep being Eagles fans. I think that just a little that I know about the coaching staff and the things that I've been learning, and just learning the personality of how we drafted this year, and just the history of it. Like you said, coming off a 3-year, coming off a Super Bowl after 3 years, I think just stay invested and stay patient. I think that we're going to be in we have a heck of a team that's getting put together. I believe in where we're moving. Believe it or not, I did some research, so it's not like I'm just talking about my draft class, but I believe in where we're moving, and I like the guys that are already on the team, just kind of following them, and I think that we're going to be able to turn things around and be able to bring some joy and happiness and pridefulness back to Philly.
Oh, I like that. We definitely need it right now. It's been a little bit dark lately, but it is what it is. JaCoby, I appreciate your time so much. And I think that I speak for everybody when I say welcome to Philadelphia. We're very excited to see you out there on Sundays and your family now. So, you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
welcome back on the show anytime. Welcome in Philly anytime. We'll get you a cheesesteak one of these days. But
that sounds good. Everybody been telling me to give me one, so I definitely got to figure out a cheat day to where I can go out there and get me a Philly steak.
Well, you let me know, and I'll make sure that we hook you up, man. All right.
All right, that sounds good.
All right, man. Have a great one. Thank you so much for coming on.
All right, thank you.
JaCoby Stevens, everyone, thank you so much for his time and everything. That was a lot of fun. He's a great kid. But yeah, I appreciate everybody that came in here, man. You guys already know. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. Shout out to our sponsor for today's show, Papa B's Chunky Hot Sauce. Be sure to check the links in the description. There is a Fly Eagles Fly code coupon if you guys want to get a little percentage off. Hook it up, man. But I appreciate everybody in here. Be sure to hit that like, subscribe. Be sure to hit that like, subscribe. Let's hit the 2K mark. But yeah, other than that, y'all know what it is, man. Fly Eagles Fly. And we are out here. Peace.